random chunk from the archives.
Tyne Daly is here. You remember her as one half, good morning, one half of Cagney and Lacey, the American 80s cop show. And we were just actually talking how you were also Clint Eastwood's sidekick in one of the Dirty Harry films.
Partner, we prefer to sidekick.
Okay.
We've already run into that problem once today.
Didn't last long, though. It wasn't a very successful partnership.
Yeah, she anybody who buddies up with Dirty Harry can look to buy the farm, as we say in the States.
But you are, yes, you've moved up the cultural ladder hugely because you're playing Maria Callas at the moment.
Yeah, it's a challenge and a delight to represent someone who was such a genius.
Yes.
We'll talk more about
True
that in a
genius.
minute. Good, thank you.
Now we're going to have that live performance as well from Noah, talking about geniuses and beautiful voices. That's going to happen later in the programme. I'll speak to Tyne as well. First, let's get a last look at what's happening where you are. See you in a couple of minutes. Welcome back.
She's probably best known as one half of the legendary New York detective team, Cagney and Lacey.
Now, Tyne Daly, who played Beth Lacey in the 1980s television show, is planning on walking the boards in the West End.
Yes, in a 3-month stint, she'll be giving her portrayal of the opera singer Maria Callas in a production called The Master Club.
Maria Callas. Well, with a few days to go before curtain up, Tyne Daly joins us on Breakfast. Morning.
Morning.
How are you feeling about portraying this amazing woman?
Well, it's a mixed bag. You know, I've never played anybody famous before, and she was world famous. She was a real icon, and everybody pasted their opinions about her onto her. I've read maybe 9 biographies, including the mother, the husband, the sister, Lord O'Doyne. So yeah, there's that part of it, and then there's the part that's the play itself, which takes off on the character of Maria Callas, and it talks about maybe wider things than just biography.
Right.
Yeah.
Hugely famous, hugely talented, and a fame that endures half a century later, and yet
and
also,
hugely sad.
And yes, troubled. Yes.
So she was partly a Greek. She was born in the United States. She spent the first 12 years of her life in the United States, but she went back to Europe and made her reputation in Europe. And it's her life has Greek proportions in it. You know, it's a big life. She was a genius, I think, a musical genius. You can argue about the singing, but as a musician, she was extraordinary. And so Terrence McNally, who's a wonderful playwright, American playwright, whose plays I hope you know here, and he's also a big opera fan. So he uses Maria and Maria's life to talk about performing artists and what they do and why they do it and what it costs.
So what's the story? Is it based on fact, or are you using Maria Callas' life as a springboard and going into fiction?
Well, it is based on the fact that after she'd been fired at the Met and was really her career on the stage was over, she came to the Juilliard School of Music in New York to teach.
Oh,
and she taught a series of taught a series of master classes. This started off rather slow, and then the word got out, and by the end of it, they were very well attended. They weren't filmed, but they were recorded, so you can listen to them. And actually, Terrence tells me that the reason that the motivation for this was that he was called to go and teach a master class in writing, and how difficult he found it to tell people how to be better. Often when you go to teach, what students want from you, they want to know how to get famous. They want to know how to get successful, which is different than craft. So he had such a struggle in himself about telling how to communicate craft, that he took Maria's master classes, and he takes off from there. The play takes place in the classroom. I have 3 students, 2 sopranos and a tenor. There's an accompanist, there's a stagehand. And then the other part of the play takes place inside of her brain. She drifts. She drifts into her own psyche, and those are manifested in 2 long what I call arias at the end of both the first and the second act, when we're inside of her her mind.
Now you've got some hot water you want to drink. I'm going to ask a especially long question to give you.
Okay, good, thank you.
But obviously, Maria Callas.
I'm just warming my hands. It's all very cozy.
Good, okay. You know, a unique voice. Now,
Yes.
big question: do you sing in this play?
I sing a little bit. Often in master classes, singing master classes, the teacher will sing along with the student an octave lower. Gratefully.
You've won an award for singing.
I did.
Yes.
I did. When I did Gypsy. I was hoping to come with Gypsy. This is 20 years ago or more. Because we'd made a success on Broadway, and I was supposed to come to the West End. And that didn't happen through a series of circumstances, like projects fall apart. So I went back to Broadway with that. But so I'm getting to make my debut at this late stage of the game on the West End. It's very exciting.
But I just want it's slightly intimidating. There you are playing Maria Callas. Even if you're singing an octave lower than people with you in the play, you still think, "Whoa, hang on, what am I? I'm Maria Callas singing." You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. But you know, that's my job. I don't have to really be good at it.
You
I
try
have
to
to seem
impersonate
to
the
be
voice
good
at
at
all
it.
because she had a unique.
She had a unique sound. She's like Pavarotti or one of those singers where you turn it on and you know it's that particular singer. You can't mistake her for anybody else. That's the least of it. I leave the singing to my colleagues who are wonderful voices. Garrett Sorensen and Naomi O'Connell and Diane Pilkington.
It's very dangerous to start recording your cast members' names. Just
I know. Well, there are a couple of new ones. We couldn't bring the whole production from New York, so Diane and Naomi are the newbies.
Yeah.
But Garrett was with us in New York City.
Oh, well, I bet you're dying to hear Noah Stewart in just a moment because
is he going to sing for us?
Yeah. Sing live for us.
He was speaking before about Macbeth, and Macbeth, the opera of Macbeth figures very, very largely in Masterclass.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, it all links in.
We're
It's
sure
almost
the
as
very
if it was
best with it.
planned.
Yes,
Tyne, our
indeed.
guest this morning.
Tyne, thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Masterclass, the play opens at the Vaudeville Theatre in London this Saturday.